Hey everyone, Ryan here and welcome to the Battle Blog. The topic of this video is, well, is gaming boring now or better than ever? So I've been seeing a lot of gaming discourse over social media over the years with certain influencers and people saying this gaming is boring now, gaming is better than ever, gaming sucks, blah blah blah. Well, before I give my answer to this question, I do want to talk about the two times in my life I was actually bored of gaming. So the first time for me was in 1991 to 1992 when I was in the 5th grade, and at the start of my 6th grade year from 92 to 93. Around this time, my friends were already moving on to the Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, and I didn't have those consoles yet, and it felt really boring playing NES games. For some reason, I couldn't find the fun in NES anymore, and at that age, I did have some fun again when I rented a Super Nintendo in the summer of 1992 with Street Fighter 2 and Super Mario World, and I did get Dragon Warrior 3 on the NES for my 11th birthday in the 6th grade in the fall of 1992, which was really fun, and I finally got my Super Nintendo for Christmas in 1992, and a Sega Genesis a year later in 1993, so gaming was fun again for me, and I also found fun with the NES again as well. So the second time I was really bored of gaming was mostly from 1996 to 1998, which spanned the second half of my freshman year in high school, which was 95 to 96, and all of my sophomore year, which was 96 to 97, and my junior year from 97 to 98. This was around the time the PlayStation 1, the N64, and the Sega Saturn were out, and I didn't have any of those consoles at the time, and at the tail end of 1995, during my freshman year in high school, I did get Chrono Trigger for the Super Nintendo, and a few months later, Super Mario RPG, and around the summer of 1996, I started feeling bored of gaming again, since I was more into Magic the Gathering, and my grades were really bad, and I was super emo, and I was also far more interested in dating girls and getting constantly rejected. But not to say I didn't play games during this time, since I did play Duke Nukem 3D and Warcraft 2 online with friends on occasion, but gaming just wasn't at the forefront of my life at that point, and I didn't really play it for hours like I used to as a kid. And it wasn't until the spring of 98 in my junior year of high school when I got my PlayStation 1 with Final Fantasy VII, and that invigorated my love of gaming to the point where gaming has remained fun for me ever since. And also during that year, I finally got a girlfriend who was into gaming, so things did work out, but sadly that relationship didn't last. But it was nice to have gaming back in the forefront of my life again, and I've always kept up with it ever since. So now, as a guy in my early 40s at the time of this video, do I think gaming is boring or fun now? Honestly, I think gaming is better than it's ever been. Obviously, as a working adult, I have the income to support it, I make my own games as a game developer, and gaming is more accessible and more affordable than ever, but however, there is one big problem that all of you, including me, have, which is time. So most people my age have jobs, kids, other obligations, and we always can't dedicate as much time to gaming as we want, which I'm sure all of you can agree with. There are so many games coming out almost every day that it's hard to keep up with on a daily basis, and our time is at a premium, so we can't really get to every game that we want. And I admit I have games as far back from the NES days in my backlog, and I know I'll never get to every single game I want to play in my lifetime. So I think when people say gaming is boring or sucks now, maybe it's not that the actual games are boring to them, maybe they just don't have the time, or they have other obligations, and the list goes on. And I know there's been issues with the gaming industry itself, certain controversial topics in gaming, and people complaining about the lack of innovation in gaming mechanics, etc., but those are topics for another video. And I know it's much harder to wow gamers nowadays with new gameplay mechanics, styles, etc., and I know a lot of people are complaining that gaming is boring because it's too much of the same thing and other reasons, but I still look at gaming as my favorite entertainment medium, and I still get giddy with childlike enthusiasm for new game announcements along with making my own games, and I've been excited about gaming on a consistent basis since 1998. So I think gaming is better than it's ever been and will only continue getting better, but that's always going to be subjective to other people, and I'd rather focus on the fun that gaming brings rather than focus on the negatives. So with that said, let me know what you think about gaming in the comments below, if it's gotten boring or it's as good as it's ever been. This is Ryan signing out, and later, gamers. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to check out these other videos, and also make sure to follow me on social media and check out the official Battle Geek Plus website. Take care.